Here we are at the end of the cycle, the 9th Symphony. I think that there must be almost no person alive on the planet who doesn't know the Ode to Joy theme and the finale. And yet, I find this symphony suffers a great deal from interpretation and also from treatment, that we look sometimes as artists at the 9th Symphony as music of Brahms, which it's not, or as music of Wagner, which it is not. It is not music of Mozart or Haydn, and it's a completely new thing. And it is the music which influences so much of what comes from the late Romantics onward. Now we have a symphony that used to only be 2 horns and 2 trumpets and timpani, and now it is 2 trumpets, 4 horns, 3 trombones, and a chorus, and soloist, and bass drum, and cymbals, and triangle. What has the orchestra become? That is a question that one could have asked themselves after they heard the symphony. I think what an incredible thing it is to come towards the end of one's life, as Beethoven was, and to say, all of you, your brothers and sisters, and together we will live in joy. And what a remarkable thing that now at this point in his life that he again offers affirmation, offers a way forward, offers humanity another vision of what can be. And yet it starts off in a relatively classical type of structure. I mean, it's very straight, it's very, very clear rhythmically, but it's very heavy, as if somebody is still dealing with the heavy chains of oppression, and yet at the same time fighting against it the whole time. And yet, what's remarkable for me in the first movement is that you start with this dee da da dum bim bum 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 bim. That melody has not made much development at all when you come to the very end of the first movement, and you realize that that oppression, that heaviness, whatever it is still there. And then you have the second movement, which is remarkable, this scherzo that is unlike anything else that comes before it, full of humor, again, as is typically the case with Beethoven, full of a great deal of humor. And then this third movement, for me it is one of the most beautiful pieces of music that any human being has ever written. And I have to say, I think the Malmö SymfoniOrkester played it so beautifully. It should just make you melt with how beautiful they play it. it is a music of a human being who feels so much love, and yet it's all inside. And I think that's also great. It's something remarkable. It's so touching that as a composer, he was vulnerable enough in his writing of music to express something that I think every one of us feel at some point, which is to feel something so beautiful and so fragile that we have no way of letting it out, that we're almost unspeakably afraid of it or in love with it. Many different ways of looking at it. And I think that this third movement is a testament to a composer's ability to reach very deep inside of all of us human beings and show in their shared humanity how we are all really relatively the same. And then the finale comes, a well-known finale. And when we were preparing that, I wanted us to really hear the words and to feel the words and have the feeling of what the text was saying, so that it wasn't just an arbitrary choir there singing some text, but rather that it was really singing a message of proclamation to the people, an affirmation and a call to action. For me, it was a very special moment to finish the 9th Symphony here in Malmö after so many rehearsals and so many weeks. It was a very emotional experience for me to perform that piece and come to the end, and in a way to have experienced somebody's life. And that's what we did here in Malmö for 2 weeks. We experienced the life of Beethoven and their musical and artistic output and what they visioned for the world and what they came from. And I think one of the reasons why it's important for us as an orchestra, as a conductor, as an artist to record and to share with people is because we are looking always to share. We're looking to share as performers in beautiful concert halls like this. We're looking to share as artists who are trying to speak to an audience like I am now. But in our music, we are trying to share our shared humanity with each other. We are trying to show that we can feel very alone in the world, but we mustn't, and we should try to go against that, because we are all more similar. We are more, our destinies are tied together. And Beethoven was saying that at the very end of his life and the end of his musical output. And we felt that here in this city, we felt that here with this orchestra at the end of our recording and certainly at the end of the concert. And I hope that now that you have heard our recordings or will hear them, I hope you will feel part of our shared experience and our shared vision of humanity and our shared ideas about what music can be.